Viewer discretion is advised.
If you see me in the streets, call me out. Especially if I ain't living what I'm talking about. What good is the word if you can't walk it out? If it can't change you, homeboy, shut your mouth. If you see me in the streets, call me out. Especially if I ain't living what I'm talking about. What good is the word if you can't walk it out? If it can't change you, homeboy, shut your mouth. Yeah, I got an unk like ministry, walk my life out, Dre and Christ like simile.
In my eyes when I was in this shit. Like, boy, what you want to do? He like, oh shit, he crazy. Yeah, I am crazy, motherfucker. You seen it the first time. Yeah, I'm about everything that he think he about. I'm about all that. I want all the smoke. It's all theatrics for him. It's all theatrics for him. He gonna talk his shit and get 5-6 bodyguards to walk around him and say, look, I'm gonna escort this man because he know he can't fuck with me. I'm gonna walk out by myself, and every time I see him and every time I feel this shit, shut the fuck up.
Nobody put
shut up.
So you can't
shut
walk
up.
by yourself.
Shut up.
Anybody like you can walk
shut
out.
Up, boy. Shut up. Ain't nobody know you, nigga. Nobody know you.
Yeah, I'm one of the best.
Nobody know you, boy.
I'm one of the best in the world.
You parade yourself. You parade yourself around this motherfucker like somebody gonna do something to you. Yeah, cause you a hoe.
Shit to me. Nobody. Not even.
Cause you, ain't nobody. Shit, hire some more motherfucker. Shit. Ain't nobody gonna do, yeah, you right. You right. Boy, I ain't went nowhere. And I ain't worried about nobody you got with you, nigga. Stop it, pussy. Stop, pussy. Stop, I ain't no cool. I ain't no cool. Ain't no respect for you. Ain't no cool for you, boy.
You know what?
Now, what's next? What's next? What's next?
Talk about your
What's next? What's next, boy? What's next? What's next, pussy? It's no respect, man.
Talk about that.
And I'm gonna keep disrespecting boy. Yeah. I'm gonna keep every time I see one. Look, Pop. I'm gonna keep disrespecting boy because I'm gonna show him. I'm gonna show him each and every time, man. You got the right one to play with. This ain't Jorge Coda. This ain't Jorge Coda. Or Jorge Coda gonna start speaking Spanish when you start talking. They be like, oh, nah. You got somebody from Detroit, dog. That whatever you want to do, we can do at any given moment, cuz. You can be with 100 of them. You can be with 100 of them. Bleed, blood, whatever you want to do on power, you can be with all of them. It ain't gonna stop nothing. It don't stop on nothing shit, bro. All the money in the world don't make you a real motherfucker. You's a hoe. I don't give a how much money you got. I know a bunch of millionaire hoe ass motherfuckers. You one of them. You's a hoe.
But you play dangerous.
Yes, sir. Oh, shit. All right, man. Next month, we're going to have Harrison versus Charlo2, a long anticipated rematch as well. We know that Tony Harrison upsetted Jermell Charlo and won the WBC crown. And was scheduled for a rematch this summer. He had some ligament damages on both sides of his ankles. And that really postponed it to December the 21st. Well, Charlo has been thinking about this rematch for quite some time. It's going to make for a very entertaining fight. And I believe that Tony Harrison also have been thinking about this fight for quite some time. And he is eagerly ready to get in there as well. I believe this is going to be probably a fundamental fight, even though we looking at Charlo, who likes to, fight aggressively. You got a great pugilist specialist in Tony Harrison. And here's why I think the fight will probably go that way. We know that Charlo, he wears his emotions on his sleeve. We know he's very passionate about the sport of boxing. But sometimes he can get over emotional at the wrong times. And sometimes it prohibits him to think in the ring and out of the ring. Sometimes he makes the wrong decisions. I feel like this was a fight. The first fight was a time where he made the wrong decisions. I feel like sometimes he was an emotional fighter in the ring. Overly aggressive and overzealous on some shots where Harrison was able to slip out of them. Harrison was calm, cool, and collected. Slipped his jab. He picked his shots at the right time. He actually had better accuracy in the fight if you want to look at the punch stat numbers, but I didn't even put him up because what is fucking numbers? I mean, that's not really how we gonna base off the fight. We don't know who actually was keeping score of the punches total, but you just got to go with the eye test or whatever. From what I saw, it was a close fight, man. From what I saw, it was close. And by Jamel being the champion, if he had retained his title, I wouldn't have been mad. If they gave the decision, which they did, to Harrison, I wouldn't be mad. If it was a draw, I wouldn't be mad. But I do feel like, in my opinion, Harrison won that fight slightly. And if you lose, you lose. A lot of people screaming robbery, but there was no robbery. There was no robbery whatsoever. Unless it was a landslide victory for Charlo and then they robbed him, then you got to say it was a robbery. But that fight was very competitive, and Harrison did what he had to do to edge out the W. So I congratulated him, and I was looking forward to a pretty good run as him being champion or even a great rematch. One thing I don't really like as disadvantages for Harrison is the fact that his mobility will be restricted because of the ligament damage. Although he did not go through with surgery and he's letting it heal natural, which is cool. But I think that having ligament damage in your ankles, it won't totally mess him up, but you got to watch how he moves and shakes in training camp. And then he really has to watch how he turns and uses his footwork in the fight. As for Jamel Charlo, I think it's more of a mental thing. Just like Harrison said, it's kind of like he's been living in his head ever since the fight. And I'm telling you right now, man, as far as I go, man, you can't live in my head rent-free. You know, you can't own me emotionally. You can't own me like that. I'm definitely not going to be thinking with the left side of my brain. I'm not going to be responsive and get emotional. That's kind of annoying to me, man. That's just probably just how I am. But, you know, to get overly emotional and pumped in a fight, you're not going to win. And Harrison made a great analogy in one of the interviews. He said it best. He was like, when Vane told Batman, like, you too emotional. You fight with too much emotion. You never going to beat me like that. And he right. I mean, your emotion and your anger that you can muster up, it may give you a little bit more an extra boost in your energy, but it's not going to help you win the fight, man. Your emotions don't win fights, man. It's not going to make you stronger. It's not going to make you a better fighter. So you got to be in there, come up with a game plan and focus. You need to calm down and just box. That's what I'll basically be saying. If he calms down, buckles down and box, you know, stick to the basics. Harrison knows that he's a bad matchup for Charlo. Harrison even stated it way before they ever fought. He knew that he was going to be able to beat Charlo because he knows that's his type of fighter. He knows that style too well, man. So he knows what to do. Don't worry about a knockout because, I mean, you could knock him out the first time. Even Harrison said, man, he took his best shots and he was kind of like, really? How's people getting knocked out? Harrison's got a beer for your punch, man, unless you can set it up. Not saying that he can't be KO'd. I just don't think he won't be KO'd. Maybe I should say it like that. Unless Charlo sets up the proper shot, the proper opportunity. But, Harrison is not intimidated at all by him. I don't think Charlo's necessarily intimidated, but he be getting sun, man. He flamed his ass in that press conference, period. Like I said, press conferences ain't going to win it neither, you know. And sometimes I think Charlo just need to shut the fuck up because he's not finna out-talk no cat from the Midwest, period. You're not out-talking the Midwest cat. I'm from the Midwest, I know. You know what I mean? So, thing about it is that focus on what he needs to focus on, have the right mindset, the right attitude, and everything will go well for him, I believe. Things will work out for him a little bit better. He doesn't have a problem with having effective punching. It's just the fact that Harrison knows how to get around him, and he knows what to do when they fight. So mistakes are going to be made by both men, but, you don't want to have too many mistakes where it's going to cost you the fight. And I think this fight will be more of a we know who the better man is. I think it's going to go really one way. It's not going to probably be as close as it was before, but pretty close. But my prediction for the fight, I'm going to go ahead right now. My prediction, I feel like Harrison got him, man. I think Harrison can do basically some of the same things, but even better. And also he has the mental edge advantage, which will always go to the fighter with the mental edge. So I'll favor Harrison over Charlo in this second fight. But I could be eating crow. Charlo has the focus to prove me wrong. And until I see that focus, I ain't going to really let up on that one. You know what I mean? But, you know, Charlo is a good boxer, but he's not at the top of the division right now, I don't think. I'll give him his props, but that's where it stops. But if he wants to be WBC champion again and go ahead and unify, he has to really be less passionate. Not less passionate, but less emotional. Stay passionate, less emotion. Less emotion as far as whining and crying and being a spoiled brat saying somebody cheated. I feel like that's a character flaw to me. You lose a fight, man, there's nothing wrong with being disappointed. But it's another thing when you lose a fight and you get mad and say, oh, he cheated, man, they cheated me. When that's simply not true, you know? So that's my final thoughts for that, man, and I'm out of here. Peace and blessings.
Nigga, what?